So,
Mahaprabhu, can we call him?
huh?
Mahaprabhu.
Mahaprabhu Das. Yes. What's up?
Yes, Mahaprabhu does.
There's another devotee that's not with us tonight.
Which is?
Yes.
Manu Prabhu.
Manu?
Manu Prabhu.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
We need to call him.
Manu's here.
Manu's here?
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is Shreya here also?
Yeah, Banu.
Yes, I'm
Hare
back.
Krishna
Ready.
Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Shrina Prabhu. Welcome.
Accept mammal obeisance of everyone.
Right. So, what will be the topic for tonight? What's the Banu Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, Shreya Prabhu? Anyone? What's going to be the discussion today?
Well,
Depression.
you know,
Depression.
Rupa Manjari is sort of waiting to be invited, you know.
Oh, let me call her. 1 second. Let me use my other phone. I have another phone here.
And then we could do her paper if you like, maybe.
Yeah, sure. It's 10 o'clock, so
Rupa Manjari.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
But she may have fallen asleep. Who knows?
How's she doing these days?
excellent.
Better.
Nice.
So I'm just calling her. Let's see if she picks up.
Thank you for directing us, Ramachandra. You're the man.
Krishna's the man.
Krishna, yeah, absolutely.
We're the servants. Hare Krishna, this is Ronald.
Hare Krishna
Sorry,
Jai.
I'm having a late start. So can I send you a message? Thank you, bye. So I'm sending Rupa Manjari a message now. 1 second. She picked up.
Is she awake? Is she awake?
Yeah, she was awake.
Great.
So,
Shrina Prabhu is with us.
yes. Our group is getting big, so it should be a couple of people that are online and can take the call if one person is not, like today we're getting a late start. So if someone is, like Bhanu Prabhu is there, they can get the meeting going, so the meeting continues like a scheduled time, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Or
I noticed Shreya is here, so she will meet Rupa Manjari online.
yes, that's Jai. So I sent it to
I
her
was
already.
seeing the video on the YouTube. They were asking for the link to join in. Paste the link.
Bhanu Prabhu, okay?
okay?
Yes, Bhanu Prabhu, can you do that service? Because I'm on the phone right now. I don't have my laptop.
The link won't appear as the link won't appear as a clickable URL if I paste it.
That's fine. That's fine. Just tell them it's from Zoom. And they have to download the app. Oh, I think Elizabeth is on now. Is she there?
Okay.
I think so. Yes, she's there. Rupa Manjari is on.
Sure.
And let's see if she's on video yet. No, I don't think she's on video. Anyways. Okay.
Elizabeth, yes, she's here, Elizabeth, but not on the video.
Yeah, you have to click join audio on the lower left. And then you can hear.
There's a video camera. You click on it.
All right.
Ramachandra, change our names.
No sound. She's saying no sound. Okay. Let me fix that. Let me give her a call from the other phone and get it fixed. Hold on.
Bhanu Prabhu.
Audible.
Yeah.
Hi, you have to click join audio on the Zoom app. On the bottom lower left, you have to click on that join audio and it'll say the first option you select. Yeah. Yes, join on. Okay, bye. Yeah. So she's gonna join audio. She's getting on now. Okay.
And video, audio and video also.
Yeah.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Someone
Ding dong.
entered. Right. Okay. Let's see who's there. Okay, I think she's there.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
She's there.
Oh, Jai, how do you
She's,
go?
she's there.
Yeah.
But you have to push
Boy.
video. The video camera is on the lower right, left-hand side.
Rupa Manjari.
Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Haribol. Welcome.
Sorry, you guys, I was sleeping, so I'm not very presentable.
It's okay. We're not these bodies. The first thing is we're not these bodies.
That's
true,
right.
Yeah.
And now you're
Anyway.
awake.
That's true.
Considering our consciousness, we're all sleeping.
That's a fact.
Ji
Anyway.
jago, ji jago, Gorachanda bole. Wake up, living enemy.
Go to neither
Wake
bro
up.
jayo maya piece of chirak pare.
Jai.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to discuss today? You wrote the poem, Rupa Manjari Prabhu. You wrote that poem, or what would you call that? Poem,
Maybe a statement, yeah.
a essay, a mission statement.
Yeah,
So, anyways,
statement. Yeah.
yeah, that was very powerful. And can we read it, or can I read it online? And can we ask questions on that?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, let me get that on. Okay. Okay. So that is here. Krishna. Okay, this is all right. This was written by Rupa Manjari Mata, August 20th, 2015.
Hari Hari.
Okay, so here it goes. Oh, I'd like to share this. How can I share this? Okay, one second. I'll share this so people can see. I'll share it in the chat so people can see. Okay, where's the chat at? To everyone. Oh, well, it's not, it's too much for the chat to handle. So,
Can't you
Okay.
share the screen?
Can you just read it out loud?
yes, I
Paste
can.
it in a Word document and maybe you can share the document.
All right, let me do that so everyone can see it. It's this.
You could probably share it on our WhatsApp group and we can share it for you if you'd like.
Yeah, that's great. I'll do that. One second.
How many people are in this room right now?
Bhanu Prabhu, can you count?
7 wonderful people.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Do we have a head count?
They said seven people so far.
We need to start taking roll. 17.
That's a beautiful
Did-
picture of Ryan in it.
Why not introduce Elizabeth and Shaya?
Who's going to introduce? Only they can introduce themselves.
Okay.
Oh, no, Prabhu, you can introduce Rupa Manjari, and Shreya can. No one knows so much about Shreya, but she can talk a little bit about herself if she wants. she's okay with it.
Rupa.
Yes.
Or should we just
So,
go ahead, Narayana,
Is she-
please?
were you asking her to say a few words herself, to introduce herself?
Well, how does it work in the material world? Who introduces? Do they introduce themselves, or a second person introduces her? I don't know the system.
Coming from the spiritual world,
Or should we just go for the poem and figure that out later?
We'll figure it out later.
Okay, let's do that. Hare Krishna, Anandadev Prabhu. Jai.
How's it going this evening?
Ananda Das.
How's the
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna. How is the meeting going this evening?
Just getting started.
Okay.
We're going to be
All
reading.
introducing ourselves at this point.
Yes.
Okay. I see. So you're just doing sort of like an introductory session.
No, actually, we're reading a piece of writing written by Rupa Manjari Prabhu. She wrote it in 2015. So we posted the link in our WhatsApp group, the link for 10K. And everyone can read it there, or someone can share it. Banu Prabhu, can you share it on the screen so everyone can see?
And I might add, she posted it on a Facebook page called The Real ISKCON, which she created. She created the Facebook page The Real ISKCON.
Now has
Huh?
a bunch of members and they don't even know who I am.
They don't know who I am either. It got neglected by.
It's okay.
can you give her access to share the screen?
Oh, sorry, Prabhu. One
I-
second.
That whole concept of the real ISKCON, because I was sick and tired of being told, what ISKCON is when it's not. I was like, no, it's not. I want the real ISKCON. That's Prabhupada's ISKCON. And that's sort of that started. Yeah.
You got tired of being corralled by the administration of ISKCON?
I got tired of the bullshit.
Yeah, like they tried to corral us like sheep, but we're not sheep. We're independent, supposed to be independent philosophers. And because of that propensity in you, it did not resonate with what they're trying to develop or cultivate, which is very oriented the hierarchy of was more oriented in making money and
They think they have, but they have failed to do so.
truths. Say again?
You live, Prabhu, what's your name?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm the Dave. I'm from Houston,
Oh, nice.
Houston, Texas, and
And
I've been sort of, I guess you can call it awake to the fallacy of ISKCON today. Several years ago, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, and I just started researching and trying to follow more closely what Prabhupada's genuine mood and his vision, as well as what he intended for ISKCON after his departure.
that's
So
very
just, and in that process, I try to associate with as many other like-minded individuals as I could. So it is now just recently, a few months ago, like earlier this year, that I started, gaining like nice association, not
That was
just
wonderful.
to have the default altered ISKCON, template format that they try to impress upon others. They push out the truth seekers, and they only want to accept the people who are accepting their path without asking questions. Too many.
And they
many,
give their money.
right. That's a big factor of what all these later
Well,
pseudo gurus, Kanishta initiators, that they later were targeting the Indian American, like Indians that are descendant and here in the States, and so that they could pull money from them, what do you call it, extract money from all these different devotees
Yes.
of Indian descent, and then misuse it wholly and just be irresponsible with it and not
And
really
hoard it. They have Radhanath Swami has like over $100 million in Swiss bank accounts, offshore bank accounts.
And I heard from closely associated ISKCON, they were later kind of like ousted. They said that they inherited the Houston ISKCON management.
Actually, we'll have a look at the poem, yeah.
They inherited like $300 million from ISKCON, yet they're not giving out free prasadam like they should be. They're charging when people come to visit for a short time on Sundays during the pandemic. They're wanting to charge money, accept donations for every little like sweet, or they're not giving prasadam like they should be.
Okay, so can we start now? I think that's enough.
Yes.
Now enough of the real ISKCON.
Enough. That's enough.
Okay.
I just thought I'd
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. We got it. Chai. All right, can I start reading now? Bhanu Prabhu, can I read? Who's going to read?
You read.
How about Rupa Manjari reading?
Yes, that's also good.
I can't expand the
screen, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll read then.
Well, Rupa, if you hold it, hold your phone sideways.
And pinch and zoom.
Pinch and zoom.
Oh my gosh.
Bhanu Prabhu, I just posted the same, writing in a presentable way. If you just scroll down, you would find that. You can maybe click on that image, the blue color image that you see below.
I'm going to paste it in the Word document.
And make it bigger?
I've already done that, Prabhuji. You just have to click on it.
Bhanu Prabhu, she's done it already. Just click on it and it's going to make it big.
Who is the female voice that I hear? Shreya?
Shreya, yes.
Yes, that's Shreya.
Shreya, why don't you read it?
Shreya Prabhu.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually.
This one.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Chai.
Okay.
Hari.
If you were to take a look around at any of the many ISKCON temples presently existing worldwide, its standards and practices, teachings and public statements, and were to compare it to the broad vision of what Krishna consciousness was intended by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, ISKCON's founder Acharya, you would quickly begin to realize that there is a vast disparity between what he wanted and ordered for the benefit of the world and what was actually executed under his name and the name of ISKCON. The deviations are practically unlimited and motivated by those who propagated them. We wish for the world, which is presently crushing under the weight of environmental, social, and spiritual ignorance, to become Krishna conscious as soon as possible. We believe that the key to accomplishing this feat is to immediately rectify all aspects of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness with the actual stated desires and orders on behalf of Srila Prabhupada for his Krishna Consciousness mission. Therefore, you are invited and welcomed to the real ISKCON, the ISKCON designed by Srila Prabhupada for the benefit of the human race and the blueprint for transforming the entire world into a glorious realm of pure and alloyed love of God, of cow protection, of Varnashrama Dharma, of protection of women and children, of original unchanged books authored by Srila Prabhupada, notably Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. We invite you to read, contribute, learn, and grow into the vision of our eternal spiritual master, and thereby work cooperatively to manifest his glorious vision into reality. Rupa Manjari Mata, August 20, 2015.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thank you. Feels nice to hear
Beautifully
those
written.
words again.
What did you say,
Beautifully
Rupa?
written, Rupa.
I said it
Prabhu.
feels nice to hear those words again.
Right.
Ah, fantastic. There's a vast disparity.
Yeah.
A vast disparity.
Yes.
Does it exist today as well?
Only more so.
Only more so. Hare Hare.
Yes.
Oh, Ronald Singh, what do you think about it?
Oh, it's amazing. This is like a bullet, to hear what's going on with my
Krishna.
experience. I'm sure everyone who's, participated in an institution and they're not growing spiritually. I was not growing spiritually until I left that association and then started associating with people who are actually outside the movement, meaning that they're not in the institution. So I was stuck. For 10 years, maybe 8 years, I was stuck. And I tried working with them, tried to help them, give them money, and let's do something big. But it came down to the management, the book change books. It was a mess. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure everyone experiences that. Or actually, I was invited to be part of the institution, but I had to take initiation from one of these initiators. So I'm like, I was like, bye-bye.
Good for you.
I mean, we can include temples being individually independent and operating from the bottom up rather than the top down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
GBC being elected body for every 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prabhupada said that this hierarchy mood is exactly not in Krishna consciousness, quote unquote, exactly not. Because some of it, about hierarchy. Prabhupada said, oh yes, in the Catholic Church they have that. But in Krishna consciousness, it is exactly not in Krishna consciousness.
Stop the screen sharing.
Does anyone have any questions? We have the author here of the document, so let's pick her brains.
I mean, what is this? Is this a letter to someone?
It's a declaration that we want to establish a worldwide movement of people who are in the free and loving mood that Srila Prabhupada gave, that the mood of giving shelter to those who need shelter and giving the right education to our children and having our society run smoothly with the understanding that everyone has a role to play, and then they play that role honestly and authentically and
Sure.
sincerely. There has to be sincerity, or otherwise we're just more lying, corrupt people, and we're trying to get away from that.
Mm.
Hardy,
Yes.
hardy.
So you made some you used some word shelter. What do you mean by shelter? Can you give one example by shelter? Shelter can mean a house, a temple, so many things. Spiritual guidance.
Those,
How?
all
What do
of
you
those,
mean by that?
all of those are part of what shelter is. Shelter is giving safety and security to the fallen souls who are in this world, which is nothing but cheating and cheated.
Right.
And Prabhupada said this world is like a vast dark jungle. You know, everywhere you turn, there's danger.
Right.
So shelter means giving of yourself to another so that they can grow, you know, because like people are having to live very marginal lives. You know, they just have to work a job to pay the rent so that they don't get kicked out of their home. And you know, there's no spirituality, there's no feeling of safety. It's all just fighting and fighting, and you know, occasionally, you know, having a drink or whatever, and that's it. That's their life, you know.
I mean, once they take the initiators, they're being promised that they would get delivered to Goloka after this end of this lifetime. So that's the end of the story for them. That's how. Yeah. So they've been promised it, like going to heaven after the end of this lifetime. In that sense, Christian philosophy is being implemented in ISKCON.
There's a
Rupa,
lot of parallels between Christianity and Krishna consciousness. A lot of similar.
Come again, Mataji. Come again. What? Wouldn't hear you.
I said there are a lot of similarities and parallels between Christianity and Krishna consciousness.
Uh,
I agree.
I feel that Christianity stemmed from principles, like yogic principles, like because some of the I've read like Christian books, and the principles that they describe, I identify like Sanskrit words that define those well, they describe those principles and just aspects of
I mean, there are parallels between the Christianity and so-called ISKCON movement right now. But when Prabhupada was there, you need to become an Uttama before going back to Godhead. In that way, there is no parallelity between Krishna consciousness and Christianity.
right. And in modern ISKCON, it has adopted even negative likenesses to the pseudo-Christian religion or pseudo religion that is going on today, and that it's thwarting people from going back to Godhead. Like they believe that they're on a right path and going to heaven or back to Godhead as we believe, but these initiators are not authorized and not unqualified to be able to give us substantial spiritual advancement. And in that way, they're cheating people from, you know, getting on the proper path to purify their heart and go back to Godhead, to reestablish the spiritual body. So
Yeah, because they don't have the qualification to deliver, so they deliver them as far as they, which is still here in the material world.
right, and they just they're they've altered Prabhupada's movement now into something that is generally not nearly as effective and result producing as ISKCONs, like the original ISKCON. They're not able to give that the standard of purification, and in that way it's really spoiling Prabhupada's vision. It's very much hurting it.
I'd like
And
to ask on a positive note, what is good that's happening in Srila Prabhupada's so-called ISKCON that is not the real ISKCON? Any positives to it?
it is
Rupa, Manjari Prabhu? What do you see as positive that's happening now? Do you see any positivity or something which you,
Very nice deity worship.
okay, that's one. What else?
Distribute Prashadam.
Mm-hmm.
Go out on Sankirtan.
Hmm.
But it's very little, you know. Prabhupada
Right.
wanted on 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, non-stop. Prabhupada wanted increasing,
That's
and
a
now
big,
maybe once a week, you know, like that. That's it.
yeah.
It's
That's the biggest factor right there. I see the differences.
pardon me.
That's the biggest factor I see in the differences between today, pseudo ISKCON and Prabhupada ISKCON.
And
is
a
that-
big one that the Gita that they hand out has been changed over 5,000 times.
It's Harsha Prayog.
Yeah, Arsha
Really?
Prayoga. You need to hand out what Prabhupada wrote, not what some other guy in an editing office wrote. That's not Srila Prabhupada's words. That's somebody else's words. But
He's
people, they're reading Srila Prabhupada's words, and they're not.
he's coming from an smooth Jayadvaita Swami. He's coming from a material India's mood that he feels like he has to correct, you know, but there's just no need.
No,
That's not how this kind was propagated, you know.
I met Advaita Swami at a Ratha Yatra, and I went up to him and or he came up to me, or I don't know, but I said hi to him. And then I was like, oh yeah, you changed Prabhupada's books. Do you know what he did? He turned
What
around.
did
He turned around and walked away.
that was classic.
Typical that he wouldn't face the music, you know, that he would just go away, you know.
Yeah. Well, we have original. You guys read original books, right?
Yes,
Yes, prabhupadbooks.com.
certainly.
Oh yeah, and also krishnastore.com.
Yes,
Uh,
and
KrishnaPath.org.
Krishnastore.com is a great resource. Love that place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and
Everything
Bhanu
you-
Prabhu bought the database that contains the original Gitas, and he's sharing it on our WhatsApp group, the link
wow.
for 10K. So he
All
bought
the-
it.
Sick.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Very nice.
Very good.
so what are the solutions? What can we implement right now to combat or not to combat, but to help these initiated disciples? What can we do immediately? We can propagate original books. That's one thing. And then what else? Education wise, how we go about this?
We should try to somehow or other give these questions to them and they can sincerely ask themselves that do we think that we're more intelligent or more perfect than Prabhupada, you know? And if that, and of course, you know, if a person's honest to themselves, they're gonna say no, and then they're gonna then be able to like ask like, then you know why am I going against what he's saying, what his vision was, what he established for the future, you know? We really try to get them to ask themselves these questions and not so simply try to give them information or impose, you know?
They
Get them
think
to ask.
the gurus, the initiators are the next ones in the disciplinic succession, and therefore what they say, they're following it.
But dishonesty doesn't last too long, you know. It's I mean, you know,
how long can they be dishonest? Prabhupada says you can cheat, for 100 years or something like that, 200 years, but you cannot cheat forever. So,
They can't cheat.
Like
Their
cheaters and
karma,
the cheated.
they
The
cheat.
cheated want to be cheated by someone, and they get the cheater.
Yeah.
Right, because they have the propensity to cheat, and they don't want to, have that pure. They just give the pure dharma, so they alter it.
I mean, it's like maybe some are sincere. I don't know. They come and they take the gurus, and the guru promises to take them back to Godhead. Later, they might come to know about the reality,
Right.
about what's going on in ISKCON, and then they get into the business. Everyone is doing business over there. They also get into the business part of it.
The biggest problem of all is that they killed Srila Prabhupada. They gave him poison and they caused his body. And
Right.
they all know about it. And they all keep quiet about it. So
Deep
that means
down,
the disciple that they have is now responsible for the crime of murder of the Acharya. Because they're following somebody who either participated in it or knows about it and is keeping quiet about it. You see?
Right. They're inheriting that very deep lie.
They
falsehood.
have blood on their hands.
Right. They're inheriting all that blood by taking their association.
Exactly.
That's what I've realized when trying to associate with people who follow the initiators. There's only so much that you can ways to a capacity to connect with them, because there's just this inherent underlying disagreement with how they're living and how they're practicing. And so it also closes their hearts somewhat to the extent that they can't express from a completely truthful platform.
Yeah. Even if they're not consciously aware of it, they're still connected to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
We just have to try, I don't know, relate to them on a heart level and explain that Srila Prabhupada's his vision, his mood, and what he was trying to establish for the future of all the fallen souls,
Rupa Manjari, what do you think about? I think Narayan Higgs is your Facebook friend as well as mine. He's doing cow protection or Varnashram Dharma.
He's cow protection. He's not doing Varnashram Dharma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cow protection. So you wrote cow protection. So it would basically cow protection would mean that you would have some cows and either they give milk or not or whatever. You keep them on your farm and you maintain them. Then that's cow protection, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
as more people come, you can build up the infrastructure of Varnashram Dharma, Kshatriya, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and then Brahmachari,
Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and sannyas. Yes. Try.
Exactly.
Protection of women and children. Yeah, that's a very big one, huh?
Oh yeah.
As embodied beings, so
extremely important principle. Because Srila Prabhupada stated that the child worship is actually more important than deity worship.
Yeah.
Because they're the future and they should be revered in a very esteemed way and not exploited as the mood of ISKCON is after the passing of Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
It's been tens of $1 million on building temples, but then these kids are like starving, have really low quality of living, and are being abused.
And they were sexually and physically tortured.
Right. They're being abused mentally, emotionally, and physically, as well as
So
sexually.
in this protection and education, who should educate them? Their fathers and mothers should educate them, or they should what's
we
your
should-
vision on that? Is it the parents?
Listen, consider that
Hare
ISKCON,
Krishna.
or the real ISKCON, needs a GBC. All of us right here, with all of our flaws, we're the GBC. Okay, we're the ones that are now setting up a new system that is not going to fail like the last one. So,
Right. We have-
like all of us should appoint one person to be like teacher at Gurukul, a woman, not a man, a woman who is good with kids and is good with teaching the Shastras and is like, good with Krishna consciousness.
Mhm.
And
Right.
then for cooking, get the women who are good with cooking. I'm terrible at cooking. Find a woman that's good at cooking, and give her uh,
Help,
occupation.
assistance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Right. Okay, let me see what else I see here. I'm sure you have seen a lot on Facebook and stuff. Any of these are going on to 5%, 10%, or anything like that? You think anywhere in the world or anywhere in America? At least cow protection is going on in Hawaii. We know that, right,
Yeah.
Narayan Prabhu?
Yeah, and the thing is, the cows are not his cows. What he does is he goes and visits different farms and has time with the cows, but they're not his cows. They're somebody else's.
Oh, I see. So he hasn't purchased them. I see.
No. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is actually owning cows is a big deal. It's a big deal. You have to have money, you have to have manpower, you have to have a place for them to be sheltered. You have to have grass for them to eat that grows prolifically.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have someone to collect the stool and the urine and the milk, and then make the dung, make all kinds of things like incense, flooring, patch your roof on your house, lots of things.
Sure.
People left.
So Narayan Prabhu, you've been quiet. Why have you been so quiet?
Isn't
Because
that
I'm
unusual?
fascinated by the sadhu sangha that is taking place. I'm very fascinated by everyone's talking and exchanging ideas. And so many of these ideas are right and to the point. Our league for 10,000 years is to gather up all of these points and to take them to a place where all the ISKCON devotees will want to take part in what we're offering. It's like postgraduate study we're offering. And so I love to hear what you've been talking about. It's been very satisfying. And Rupa Manchari Prabhu has been hitting many nails on the head. I mean, it's been very exciting to hear the whole process. One thing I'd like to do is to mention, Ananda was saying that like the devotees are like sheep. Well, that's true, because the Kanista, they are Kanista Adhikaris, and the Kanista Adhikari initiators are also Kanista Adhikaris. It says clearly in the Nectar of Instruction that they can't make advancement. So that's why they seem like sheep. Just let them take part in what we're doing. They don't have to do it. We will guide them what to do. And then they will have no difficulty in saying, yeah, that's what this League for 10,000 Years, what they're talking about is what I joined thinking I was going to get when I went through my kindergarten and grammar school and high school, middle school, high school, undergraduate, graduate, PhD. Where's
So
my
it's-
PhD? I want my PhD in the ISKCON, but they're not offering. All they're offering is repeat,
Maybe
you
a
have to,
graduate's degree.
you get to the sixth grade and then you have to repeat the sixth grade 200 times. That's not part of the process. And why? Because the sixth grade teacher doesn't know any more than the sixth grade students. That's the whole problem, isn't it? If the sixth grade teacher knew something beyond sixth grade, then he could say now seventh grade, now eighth grade, now ninth grade, now college, now postgraduate. If he could do that, if the teacher could do that, then the students would be excited to keep on going. But as it is, they're in a holding pattern. And that's what I think that Amanda pointed out, sheep, they're like sheep. But not a problem. And the one thing I would like to say, I don't want to keep on talking, but there is, because I like to hear you guys talking, but the one thing which excites me to understand is that ISKCON is exactly what, aside from the unelected GBC, aside from the Kanista initiators, we could say is they just, it's like a little kid in second grade standing in front of the class and saying, now I'm going to teach you math. 1 + 1 = 2, and what about algorithms? What about geometry? Oh no, 1 + 1 = 2. They're good at that. The little 8-year-old kid can do that. Yes. But what we are approaching here is that Prabhupada created. It's just in this association that I was able to grasp myself that Prabhupada took riffraff off the streets, slime, bad people. Well, he said hippies will become cockroaches in their next life. So he saved them from becoming cockroaches. Go back to Godhead. Don't go back to cockroach. Don't go back to Godhead. And that process was begun. He created a worldwide Kanista Adhikari platform. Now we, in the League for 10,000 Years of Golden Age of Kali, need to say, all right, Kanista Adhikari, let's get working on perfecting Kanista Adhikari. Let's get through it. How many births? Who knows? But let's get from lower Kanista Adhikari up to higher Kanista Adhikari. And at the top of Kanista Adhikari, we'll ask ourselves, isn't there anything more? And someone will say, yes, there's Madhyam Adhikari. What's that? Oh, that's where you go and you give up all your material thinking and feeling, and you give up your identification with your body altogether, and you begin to understand that you can directly serve Krishna through this big curtain of Maya that's surrounding us like darkness, which it is. It goes through that curtain of Maya and pleasing Krishna. And when you please Krishna, Krishna will please you. And Paramatma, the same Paramatma that says, make me dance like a puppet. Yes, that same Paramatma will guide us up to the point of developing pure, unalloyed love of God reciprocally through action, thought, feeling, and will, not just ritual and belief and faithfulness of religion. There's no religion here. God is not a religion. Religion and God have no relationship to each other. Why? Because Krishna is a person and we are persons. And in the Madhyam Adhikari platform, we keep on perfecting our relationship to the person who is Krishna, all attractive. Krishna, all attractive. Personality of Godhead. You know the story. That's what we are doing. So that's what all the Kanista Adhikaris that Prabhupada has so successfully gathered together. Oh, we have to get the GBC to run for the hills because they're cheaters, and they can't elect. They've been electing Kanista initiators for what purpose? Just to sit there being equal to the people underneath them. No, no, no. We have to put Prabhupada in that spot. And then we, by worshiping Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji and Dr. Bhakti Vinod and up to Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami, Lord Nityananda, Prabhupada says, we should imagine that Lord Nityananda, we are being dragged up through the Sampradaya by Lord Nityananda. That's the experience of being a devotee of Krishna as Prabhupada created it. And it's a little bit on hold. All the babies haven't had their diapers changed in a long time in ISKCON. So now here we come saying, we're going to create a program whereby everything works and it will take you back to Godhead. League for 10,000 years of the golden age of Kali. Thank you. Does that help?
Krishna.
Yeah, Hardipa.
Is that okay?
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
What's a comprehensive? Rupa Manjari Prabhu, you're doing wonderfully in this group. Was what I said comprehensible?
It was to me.
Well, well, I hope it was to everyone.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Anyhow, keep going. Oh, Ramachandra, you're the MC.
Ramachandra Prabhu is at someone else's house. Told me to take away.
Oh, where is Ramachandra?
He's at some friend's house.
Yeah, but he needs to be part of this. Everything works best when Ramachandra is on stage.
Perhaps we should all take practice in acting as hosts at some point or other, so that way we can grow in that propensity to lead groups like this Ishtagoshti. Gradually over time we gain.
But we are a group. Look at this with cyber, with the internet, with Zoom calls. This is a group. We don't have to live in little groups sitting around in a house adjusting to each other's material personalities while chanting Hare Krishna. We can do it better right now. We are doing it better right now. Without Zoom calls, we could not have reached the Siddhanta. We could not have reached the conclusions that we have been reaching. Because we were sitting in a room, you have to take into account that guy's body and this person's body and this other person's body. And you adjust your thinking to suit their personalities, their likes, their dislikes. That is how to stay in the lower third of Kanista Adhikari. Adjusting to people face to face. But what we're doing here, there's no limit. It's unlimited.
I'm simply indicating that each of us should try to, we should aspire to grow in the same capacity of hosting meetings like these in the way that Ramachandra does. That way we can, each of us be able to facilitate meetings like this, that we can grow population in more ways, But
remember, this is something you can take part in as well, of course. The website that Banu is creating, which I've been very negligent, he sent out requests, but I've been going through a lot of things I've had to take care of. The website is going to be showing everything that everybody needs to be part of this same Sadhu Sangha, the same group. And what is this group? By the way, we came up with the idea of how long will it take to become an Uttamadhikari? if I'm a Kanistha then a Madhyamadikari, and then an Uttamadikari, how long does it take? It's not a question like, the salvationist principle of Christianity. Oh, you die, you go to heaven if you've got water sprinkled on your head. Well, nice idea, nice try, but no cigar. It's not that easy. Maybe it is to go to Svargaloka, or the planet of the avatars, but it's not that easy to go back to Krishna Loka, because you can't go there until you are in a reciprocal loving relationship with Krishna that Krishna likes. In other words, we have to match Krishna's tastes, and that takes time and effort to do. Oh, Krishna will guide us how to do it, but it still takes time because we're so attached to being in our material bodies. Does that make sense at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So is Ramachandra coming back?
I think he is on right now. Is there?
I'm hearing. So
You're there. Great.
Yes, I'm hearing because I'm at someone's house. So there's people sleeping right next door, so I can't talk so much. So please continue the
Okay.
conversation. I'm hearing, so don't worry.
Well, not hearing, but talking also we need.
You guys talk.
This is your program. I'm simply a guest.
Everyone's program. Not.
I'm a loud guest, but I'm just a guest. It is your program. You're the boss.
You're all servants. God.
Yeah, we're servants and you're the boss.
So anyone else has any discussion, or we should continue tomorrow? It's nearly 11 o'clock here, and I'm sure Ananda Prabhu has left.
Let's continue tomorrow.
Okay, Hare Krishna, right?
Wait.
Huh.
We
Okay.
are missing one thing. We are missing something which we can't be missing. And that is, do we still have the Mataji?
Shreya Prabhu is not there. Shreya Prabhu
Amiya Ghosh is here. And is she still with us? I don't see her. Is she there?
Who Prabhu?
The lady from Bangalore.
No. I think she left. Shreya Prabhu has left, and Bhakta Ananda Dev also he went. He disconnected. I don't know. Right.
I see. Okay. I just wondered. I always like it when she says something because she's so focused on excellent,
I'm gonna go.